Hi Neeraj, welcome to The Craft.
Thank you, thank you. How you guys are doing?
I hope you are getting good reviews for your lockdown special series, second season
Ye-
of
yeah, we are
Never Kiss Your Best Friend.
yeah, so we are not calling it a season two. We are just calling it a lockdown special. And yeah,
Okay,
the reviews have been good. It's been a month now. So
yeah,
whoever has watched it, they have been saying good things about it. So I hope
okay,
it has been a good, entertaining 100 minutes for audience who was sitting at home and doing nothing in lockdown.
right,
We hope we entertained them. But yeah,
right.
let's hope what else can we do it now with season two. So yeah, we will be coming up with a season two very soon. So let's
Yeah.
see where it goes
So
from here.
it's one of the series which shot during the lockdown period. Am I right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The plan was obviously came from Z5 team. Tarun sir,
Okay,
who basically heads Z5, he came up with this idea that why not do a lockdown special. And
okay,
initially you were a bit hesitant because Never Kiss Your Best Friend was viewed and appreciated more for its visual, the music, the characters.
right,
It was a complete cinematic experience which we wanted to give an audience on an app. So
right,
shooting in an actor's house, we were a bit hesitant initially, but
right.
then Sumrit and Durjoy wrote the script keeping in mind that what are the locations we have, and then I had Arif. Arif he's just too good. He knows
Okay,
exactly what he wants, and he was very clear that he's going to focus on the acting more than the visual, and we are going to pump it up with good BGM. Then we had Joseph who also shot our first season. We told him to just be there on the
okay,
call with Arif so that anything we can do better with the visual, be it just a different angle or
right,
just to add a small face light for the actors. Joseph
right,
was always there, and rest the team has done a fabulous job, right from the BGM to edit to
right.
everything. It has come out very well. That when I saw the final product, or when I showed the final product to many of my friends and colleagues, they all told me that it's not looking like it's been shot at home. It's
Right,
looking very good, and that's what you
right,
want at the end of the day. You want people to appreciate your work. So yeah,
right.
it started on a very nervous beginning, but yeah, we were very satisfied and happy with the final outcome.
Okay, okay. If we call it as a promotion strategy or promotion itself for the show, we always see that actor, actresses, interviews talks about characters, music, story, script, how a director done the job. But very few people ask for what is the role of producer, what is producer is doing behind the scenes. So, what is your experience? You produced before, means before Never Kiss Your Best Friend, you produced Broken but Beautiful season one and season two as well.
Yeah.
So, uh, I want to ask you about if I say a word called producer, what comes in your mind first?
The first thing that comes to my mind is that it's my product. Like at the end of the day, this product belongs to me. So it's my baby. So,
Right,
everybody is going to contribute their role into creating a product. But at the end
right,
of the day, that product belongs to me. Like when you are making anything, at the end of the day
right,
the product belongs to you. Like you make a car, there is going to be a
right,
engineer, there is going to be somebody who is going to be designing the thing and all of that, but at the end of the day it will be called a car of that company. So same way
right,
filmmaking is the same process. We are always behind the camera, and that's where we are supposed to be. Like very few like you who wants us to interview also, but our job is to make the product to the best of its ability, to tell
right,
to give to give the director what he wants, to make sure that we have the right casting, to get the right creative minds for the product which we feel that is the best for that product. So most of the people feel that reducing means just putting the money and paying everybody is their job. But no, producing, I feel, is the most creative job in
Right.
filmmaking, because
Right.
a director will always be called the captain of the ship,
Ship.
and
Right.
that's very right, because he or she is the captain of the ship. But I feel to find the right director for a product also, that is also very important. So
Right.
be it Broken, where we found the right team, or be it Never Kiss, where we found the right team. I think that's the biggest job we as a producer are supposed to do. And at the
Right.
same time, later on, when you have platform like Alt and Z, half the battle is won, because they are so good at promoting their content, that
Right.
as a producer, I'm not supposed to do anything.
But
Instead of
in case of films, we always see producers are talking about numbers, box office
yeah
numbers and all. But we never understand the hard work uh, going on behind the camera.
yeah
So
but
just
my
can you
thinking that,
elaborate on that process
see, I will tell you that
as a
I'll just
producer?
see, I will tell you, as a producer, I still haven't produced a film. Obviously,
Right.
I've worked on many films. My last film was Kabir Singh, where I was the
Right.
associate producer on Kabir Singh. But I feel
Okay.
it's more to do with the audience perspective. The audience today are more keen than the producer to talk about के किसने 100 crore किया, किसने 200 किया, किसने 300 crore किया. So now
Right.
this has just become a marketing tool, you know, is
Right.
to tell the audience that okay, my Friday was 20 crores. Probably
Right.
there is a section of audience who might say, अरे यार ये पिक्चर ने ना 3 दिन में 100 crore किया, ये पिक्चर मुझे
Hmm.
देखनी है. So
Hmm.
for us, it's more of a marketing tool. We don't want to go and shout it loud that we are making this amount of money. No, we don't want to. But I think
Right.
that has just become a perspective in the audience mind, that if the film is doing well commercially, only then that film is doing good. So
Right.
I think it's the audience. The audience needs to stop asking that question. Like there was a
Okay.
time when my parents, or even for that matter, when I used to go and watch films, depending on the review of the film, कि यार इसको 2.5 स्टार
Right.
मिला है कि 3 स्टार मिला है. Now the review
Right.
now, thanks to social media, the review system is no more there. So as
Right.
producers, this is what I feel, and I can be completely wrong, but as a producer, I feel that how do I attract my audience now? Okay, if
Right.
I have a list actor, or if I have a great trailer, and if I have great music, all of that will be
Right.
done till the release of the film. After the release of the film, how do I still get that audience come to my theater and watch the film? So there
Right.
there is one way of rating a film. The other way is saying the numbers out loud. So I think
Right.
it's just the perception, but I don't think so. As producers, obviously money is a very important part when you are making film,
Right.
be it
Right.
spending or earning. But I don't think so that any producer who I know is only want to talk about numbers. They want to talk about the process. They want to talk about the making of the film. But I think most of the producers take a backseat, because the audience also wants to hear the actors or the director more than they would want to hear
Okay.
the producer. So I think
Okay.
that's the reason I think most of the producers take a backseat, unless and until you are a Adi Chopra, or you are a Karan Johar, or you are a Ronnie Screwwala, you know,
Right.
or a Ritesh Sidhwani, those kind of producers, people still want to hear them. They still want to hear them what they want to say. But otherwise, producers like me, who are like very very small and very upcoming, it will take time
Right.
for our voice to reach the audience. But I'm very lucky and fortunate that at least my content is reaching the audience. So I think at the
Right.
end of the day, what matters more is that my content should reach the audience. And luckily,
Right.
I'm in that position where my content is viewed by the entire country.
Right. Right. Right now, we are living in the era of content is king.
Correct.
But as a producer, other than content, other than script, other than story, what five aspects you see which will ensure that the series or the whatever you're making will be successful?
See, I feel that there is no fixed formula that what will work and what will not work. To be very honest with you, I
Okay.
don't know that if there is a right setup that will make the film work or a show work.
No, why I'm asking this question? Because in Bollywood, many time this things are fixed. If the movie starring very big stars, female and male both, then there are some sure shot outcomes they expect.
Yeah,
So
but still that doesn't assure the film to be a successful or not. Na like
right,
Thugs of Hindustan had the biggest superstars and megastars of our Indian industry, but obviously
right,
the content was not great, so it didn't do
right,
well. I still
right,
remember I had seen this film and I loved it, Tashan, but Tashan at that time
okay,
didn't work.
right,
Andaz Apna Apna, what was wrong with Andaz Apna Apna? The content was great.
right,
There were two superstars. There was
right,
not a great director in Rajkumar Santoshi after Ghayal and Ghatak. So
right.
sometimes I think every film comes with its own luck, and if the audience likes it.
But as a producer, what you
As a
look at
producer, as a producer,
other
the
than
first
script?
thing, obviously I always look at it is the script. Do I
Okay,
enjoy reading the script? Will I enjoy making the script? Is something what
okay,
the very first thing I look. Second, which platform? Because right now I'm only talking about a web show to you. So
right,
which platform is showing interest? Is there a platform who is willing to invest in my story? If the platform
right,
who is willing to invest in my story, then the casting and the director becomes the other two important things. And obviously,
right,
because the script is the first thing, so for me, writers will always come first. So if you
right,
ask, always the writer, the platform, the director, the cast, and then the
right,
overall packaging on how we are going to get the script into a final product. That packaging,
right,
what says behind that packaging. So each and every individual who works on film or on a show or on a TV, who are those people going to be? Who are those creative
right,
minds who have come together? So I think
right,
this majorly the five things which I look out. Like the
right,
reason why the a combination of everything on the fifth point is because for me a cinematographer is equally important to me,
right,
also the editor, also the BGM guy, and also the music director. Like if you see,
right,
be it Broken season one or season two, or be it Never
right,
Kiss, we had a music album, and that was a
right,
plan. That was a plan we had made beforehand only. That because we are focusing on a love story or a drama, we want music.
right,
Want to
right,
show Indian audience that even a web show can have a good original music. So
right,
it's all about packaging it right, but obviously that only comes later on if the content is great, which I want to make it,
right,
and second,
right,
obviously if there is a platform who believes in that content and would say, okay, go ahead and make it. So yeah,
right,
that's the process I'm following right now.
right. There are basic three steps in making a content film or web show: pre-production, production, and post-production. How can you elaborate these three processes from the perspective of a producer? What type of responsibilities do you have in these three different categories?
See, I feel that these three are the most important stages of making a film, but I think one stage which we all forget is a development stage. A development stage is something which we as producers only do with the
Right.
writers. It's all about
Okay.
developing that script and getting it to a point where we feel that okay, now we are ready to get into pre-production. So till the time we don't have a bound script, we don't start our pre-production. So that as
Right.
a company, we are very clear that let's get the script locked. On the
Right.
basis of the script, let's get the director on board. Once we have the director is when we want to start pre-production. So pre-production from a producer's point of view, it's not that tedious, because all I have to do is get the right creative team for the director,
Right.
okay, and give him the right kind of locations what he wants, and make
Right.
sure that we make sure we do the best casting by having a great casting
Right.
director,
Right.
and obviously making sure that if the director wants acting workshop to be done with actors, or he wants to do a reading, or anything like that, is what we make sure that he should be, like we say, he should be a picture ready, he should be ready to go and shoot.
Right.
So So usually pre-production is something what we keep around 2 to 2.5 months, where
Right.
that is like the base of the entire process. If your pre-production
Right.
is not, you are never going to have a smooth shoot. And luckily for us, be
Right.
it Broken 1 and 2, or be it Never Kiss 1 and the lockdown special, the prep has been always very good. And I'm very fortunate that I've always got to work with directors, with whom the communication has become very easy because the hunger is same. We all want to make
Right.
a good product at the end of the day. So it's
Right.
never that, you are right or I am right. It's always the process that the product has to be right, the script has to be right. So pre-production is more of
Right.
this my job, from my side. Shooting, to be very honest, shooting is something where I take a complete backseat. I'm not in
Okay.
I'm not involved during the shooting process at all. I let the director,
Okay.
take the entire control of the shooting. Obviously, there is my team who handles, director on a daily basis for everything. But more or less, me and my partner, we take a back seat when it comes to shoot, because we want the director to have complete freedom of what he or she wants to do it. And obviously, if the director feels that he wants to consult us for something, or sometimes the location becomes tricky, or the actor is not able
Right.
to do something which the director is not able to communicate, and few dirty work which the director is uncomfortable doing, it is when we will step in during the shoot process.
Okay.
And then the post production, I think that's the most exciting process of filmmaking, because I feel that what all we had developed, what all we had prepped, and what all mistakes we did while shooting, we still have an opportunity to fix all of that in post production. So, like, if you ask me, creating music, sitting on an edit table, and creating BGM, these
Okay.
are the most exciting things to do once you have your rushes in your hand. Once you see the rushes,
Right.
once you see a first cut by the editor and a director cut, it makes it more interesting and exciting, to start giving your feedback, your input on what can be done and what cannot be done. And
Right.
so yeah, these are the four process, and this is how me as a producer is involved in each and every process.
But right. But how this process changed after post-pandemic means before this lockdown, you released the first season, and after lockdown, you shot the lockdown season, and you released it. So
Yeah.
how that production process changed? It changed slightly, or what changed actually?
See, I feel the process has not changed. It's just that we could
Okay.
not meet. We could not sit down in a room and discuss a story. We were sitting on our
Okay.
we were sitting in our living room,
Okay.
discussing everything on Skype and Zoom. But the
Right.
process hasn't changed. The process was still the
Okay.
same. We still took enough time to develop the script. Once the script was developed is when the script went to RF, and then we started casting. Then RF wanted to do his readings. So the process
Right.
didn't change. It was just that the entire process which we do in a conference room, or we do it in our
Right.
office, we had to do it on a laptop, on an iPad, on a Zoom,
Right.
and on a. Luckily, here we didn't have to go and scout locations. A very important process is scouting the right location when you are
Right.
making when you are
Ricky.
doing a web show. Here
Yeah.
we didn't have to
Yeah.
recce. All we had to do is request the actors, to show us their entire house through a video call. So we can actually ask them which all corners of your house we can use to shoot, and will they allow us to shoot, and what is the lighting around that house. Is there a sound coming from anywhere in the window, or is there a light source? So that was
Right.
the only new thing, which I never thought that we'll do it.
But is
Otherwise,
it more tedious process?
it is because no matter how much we try to you know get it correct, but at the end of the day, my DOP cannot check the light. My
Right.
director is not at the location to know that what is the depth and what access he can get. I don't have my art
Right.
director. I can tell that I want to change the color of this wall. So obviously
Right.
the process is very different. But obviously the plan
Right.
was make something which is called a lockdown special, which the audience
Right.
are aware that this is not the same way a show is being made. It's not the same process. The process is different,
Right.
but we tried to be as close to the process what we were aware of, rather than trying to find a new process. Because at the end of the day, as a producer, I don't want to do more lockdown films. I don't want to. I want to be on a
Right.
film set. I want to create a scene. I
Right.
don't want Tani only talking to somebody on a laptop or on a phone.
Right.
I want Tani to touch Bittu Mama, to hug Bittu Mama. So obviously
Right.
you don't want to do it forever. So that's the reason we were very clear. Let's not create a new process. The process which we are aware of, which we know very well, let's use that process
Right.
only, and whatever tweaks, whatever changes we need to do, we will do it. And obviously we made a lot of mistakes, and we were learning on the job, but at least we knew one process, which was making a show. So
Right.
the acting was not changing in the lockdown process. The camera still had to be rolled. It was not a film camera, but it was a iPhone. There was not a
Right.
sound recordist, but somebody was recording the sound on the phone. There was not a
Right.
costume stylist, and the actors were wearing their own clothes. But the process at the end
Right.
of the day was still the same. The
Right.
actor had to go into their hair and makeup, wear a costume. They had to say their
Right.
lines. So the overall process didn't change. The only process change was reproduction, where we were not together as a team and discussing what all we could change and all of that. And obviously for Arif, he didn't had the actors with whom he can jam and discuss and tell them that he wants to do this much or this much of a change. Because at the end of
Okay.
the day, he was also just looking at a small screen and judging the performance of an actor. So yeah, that process was different, but it was
Right.
not a completely new process.
I saw both the seasons for of Never Kiss Your Best Friend. I saw you connected the second lockdown special season to the first season, the story of the first season. But I want to ask you that lockdown special season, you are treating it as a different entity, and the second season is connected to directly first season, or what exactly you are
No,
trying to
no.
do? Means
So at the end of the day, we are calling it all the same entity, and that's the reason we have called
okay,
it Never Kiss Your Friend, Never Kiss Your Best Friend Lockdown Special. What we are trying to do in season two is something we are still writing, but obviously it is going to be something which is going to be connected from the season one and from the lockdown special. So
okay,
obviously it was the way we even did lockdown special. It was always connected from season one. The connection was not
right,
changed. Obviously, new characters came. Some characters they were
right,
not there, but at the end of the day, it was a continuation of season one, where
okay,
the lockdown special starts with Tani saying that she broke up with Sumer, and that was the
right,
big reveal. And where we
right,
ended the lockdown special, I think from there only we are going to start season two also. We are not going to take
okay,
a big leap in the past or big leap in the future, because you know as per the timelines we have to be around the same time where you and me are
right,
talking, right? So yeah, the season 2 will be, say, post corona, but it's going to
okay.
be a continuation of season 1 and lockdown special only. It's going to be
Okay.
Tani's story only at the end of
But
the day.
when we should expect the season two?
Yeah, we are still writing, Amuk. So, hopefully by end of this year, if everything goes,
Okay.
right now we none of us know the situation, and Never
Yes.
Kiss Your Best Friend demands the backdrop of London, because that's where Tani is. That's what Tani's story was all about. So, lockdown khatam kab hoga? When will the government allow us to fly to UK? All of that
Right.
is still a question mark. I'm not aware about it. But yeah, we are
Okay.
working towards it. We are working towards it so that we can bring it by the end of this year. But
Right.
it all depends on when this lockdown is going to get over.
Because earlier season you shot during the November December season and you released in Jan, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
So yeah, the plan is to use summers. The plan was always to use the London summer this time. So initially,
Okay.
before this entire Corona thing and everything, we were planning to shoot it in July, August. That was the initial plan, and we were writing the script according to that. But obviously, then things just turned upside down. We had to, um, keep the season 2 script separate. We developed a lockdown script. We shot a lockdown script. So now we are writing a completely new script. We can't go back to the season 2 script what we had developed before the lockdown. So
Right.
now we have
Right.
written
Uh,
a completely fresh script, keeping in mind the lockdown also, what happened in the lockdown
okay.
special. So let's see.
Okay.
I hope we can shoot immediately and can release it by end of this year. Let's hope.
Okay. Okay. We are going towards the end of the interview, and I want to ask you that how you see the future of OTT. Means now the theatrical films are also releasing on different online platforms like Disney Plus Hotstar or Z5 or Netflix and Amazon. So how you look at this new upcoming industry in coming future?
It's
What
going to,
what what you ask?
it's going to do wonders for us, for people like us. Like I've been working for 12 years and I've been only working in films. I've never seen any
Okay.
other avenue of working. But now today, when I'm a producer and when I'm thinking that okay, I'm still trying to make my first film, I still have a great opportunity of creating web shows. So I feel
Right.
that OTT is just going to grow day by day. It's not going to stop here. Uh,
Right.
with 5G and with all the other platforms which are coming and the amount of content which is coming, this is just going to boom, boom, and boom. But I don't think I just don't I don't agree with one thing, that OTT will never replace cinema. Films
Okay.
eventually will come in theaters. It's like an experience, which only when you will go and watch it, you will realize it.
But not
It's
even after Corona.
That's what I feel. Once the vaccine will be there, when everything is going to be fine, I think the audience will come back to theaters. It's like right now there is a football match or a test cricket going on without audience. That doesn't mean that
Okay.
the audience are not going to come back in the stadium. They are going to come back in the stadium. So the same experience, films also give you. Film watching in a theater is an experience. You take some part
Right.
of the film with you, which no matter what, you can't get that experience in your living room. So that is
Right.
only one thing which I disagree whenever someone says that OTT is going to replace cinema. I don't think so. Even if you have a 75-inch TV in your living room with a 7.1 sound setup, I still feel watching a film has
Because I saw some reports on news channels that Western countries are, experimenting with this because they are coming up with open theaters and like that concept means
yeah.
you
See,
have to just go
I'm
by car and
yeah, but I'm saying still it's an open theater. Still it's a big screen. Still it's a big
yeah.
screen. Still there is a projector and the cloth, which are marrying each
Yes.
other. So as long as
Yes.
I I can hear the sound of a projector, or I can be in a space where I'm watching a film on a big screen, like a big 70 screen. I don't think so. It will change. Let Tenant come. I can assure you the day Tenant will release, the audience will go back. Or for that matter, let 83 or a Suryavanshi come. Those are
Yes.
big film. You can't watch them in your
Right.
living room. Those are cinematic experience. You don't want to see Ranveer Singh lifting a World Cup trophy in your living room on a TV screen. You want that experience. You want that BGM coming. That Foley going on.
Right.
That entire 7.1 experience with those right colors which are used, which were shot. You
Right.
know,
Right.
you can't get that on a small TV or a LED screen or a
Yeah.
laptop or anywhere. I don't agree to it. It's just time,
Right.
and I think after that everything will go back to theaters. And at the end of the day, we as Indians, what other things do we have for entertainment? Tell me, yaar, if
Right.
whenever you ask 10 out of 8 people will say that their hobby is watching movies and playing sports. So
Right.
because as a country we don't have too many parks, where we'll go and
Right.
we are going to play a sport. We don't have
Right.
anything else. The biggest source of entertainment in our country is films.
Right.
A weekend, every family wants to go out and watch a movie. A college kid
Right.
wants to go and watch a movie. So it's not that, you know, that experience they can get at their home every day. So I
Right.
feel movies being the biggest source of entertainment, theaters will never stop. They are just going to come back. Obviously, right now there is a lot of fear, yeah. Even going
Yeah.
things sitting in an aircraft, going anywhere right now, there is a fear. So
Right.
obviously, the
Right.
initial 3-4 months, I see a hurdle. But one big
Right.
film, and I promise you, everything is going to be back to normal.
Right. And what are you watching during this lockdown? Different series or what? On
I'm
OTT.
watching. I'm watching all kind of work. Yeah, I just watched a Turkish film last night, and I watched a French film couple of days back. I finished this show called Hollywood. I really loved it. I'm on season 3 of Peaky Blinders right now. I'm finishing that.
Okay.
I watched I watched Arya. I really found that also interesting. So I'm watching different kind of stuff. I'm not only fixed to one kind of content because I love watching South Indian films. You name any South Indian film and I've watched it. Be it Tamil, Telugu,
Okay.
Kannada, Malayalam. So I love watching all those kind of films. Plus, I'm reading a lot right now. I Sarita, my partner, she has put this habit into me that we need to start reading also because books is a great source of creating content. So
Right.
thanks to thanks to her in this lockdown, I've already read like 5 books and I'm reading the sixth book. So yeah, we are developing
Okay.
couple of shows through a book and all of that, but it's too early right now. But yeah, it's been a productive
And
lockdown, and yeah, I'm one of those fortunate who is still working even by sitting at home.
right. And the last question, other than season 2 of Never Kiss Your Best Friend, what others are you working on other scripts for web series or web show?
See, there is nothing which is like officially out, but the only two things which is officially which we are doing is season 3 of Broken but Beautiful, and
Okay.
season 2 of Never Kiss Your Best Friend. So these are the two things
Okay.
which is officially from my end right now, which I can say that is going to come out in the coming future. We are developing
Okay.
few things, but they are still in the development stage. We still don't have a
Yeah.
platform. We are still pitching it to them. They have read something, they have liked something. The same is going with couple of feature films, where we have liked something, but obviously just us liking doesn't make any sense. The studio and the actors needs to like it as well. So yeah, the process is interesting. I'm really looking forward to my next 12 months. I have finally got a lot of content, which I want to make. I just hope I get the right team and the right people who wants to do the same thing what I want to do.
Okay. As a curiosity and as a genuine question, I read one article about the Broken but Beautiful season 3 that the producers or the writers want to replace the Jodi main protagonist and Jodi of that season. Means earlier
No,
they Harleen Sethi and I
Vikrant.
think Vikrant Massey
Vikrant.
played the yeah. So
So
are there
first of
any
all,
news or they are just rumors?
they are fully rumors, to be very honest with you, because in season two we finished their story. Their story was done. They were together.
Right,
The broken
right,
heart healed and the broken hearts healed, and now they are together. So for us,
right,
that story is over. So it's not that we don't
right,
want Vikrant. Who doesn't want Vikrant? Yeah, I want to work with Vikrant on everything. He's such a wonderful
right.
actor. So it's not that we don't want Vikrant and Harleen. It's just that Vikrant's and Harleen's story is over. We need to find a new
Okay,
story. So we are going to be coming up with a new story with a completely new cast, with a completely new setup. So obviously, what you saw in
right,
season 1, season 2, Veer and Samira's story is over. They live happily ever
okay,
after. We want to now show another new story of another two broken hearts, two complicated characters,
right,
and that's what
right,
we are at right now.
right, right. Okay, no problem. Sure. Thank you so much, Neeraj, for
Thank you, Amog.
giving your time.
I hope you had a good time, buddy.
Yes. I hope we will meet soon in the Mumbai and we
Whenever.
have a great chat again.
Sure, sure. I'm just a call away. Anything, please call me. And take care of yourself.
Yes.
Take
Yes.
care. Bye.
You too. You
Yeah.
too. Bye.
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 Bye. Bye.
Bye.